Okay, good evening, everyone. Just waiting for the last people to come in and have a seat. All right. I'm Tim Newman. I'm the CEO here at CPGR. I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight to honor Kena, and it's quite impressive to see how big of a circle she reached in her life and in her work. There is a brief program. Sounds like I'm getting feedback. There's a brief program on the program note here, and I'm just going to give a very brief introduction and then hand over to Sia, who will be Master of Ceremonies, I suppose. I don't know if that's an appropriate term in this context, but he'll be introducing the subsequent speakers, and then I believe we're going to have a period at the end where anyone who has something they'd like to share or say is welcome to come up and do so. This is being live streamed and recorded, I believe. And I think there's also a tribute book that will be passed around where you can write down your thoughts and comments. All right? I think everybody's equally shocked at Kena's passing. It was sudden, unexpected, and I think it's very difficult to understand or how to react into a situation like that. But obviously things had to move quickly. Her family was notified. There's a lot of logistics around that, but we've all done our best to support her and her family, or her family rather. And so tonight's a moment to really reflect on Kena's life and all of the great successes she had, but I think most importantly, how many people she touched in her life. So with those modest words, let's get started. I'm going to hand over to Sia, who will control the rest of the session. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Siabulela Kebo. Mine is very simple and short. I'm tasked to chair the program of today. Tim has said those few words. I would like us, before we continue, to just take a moment of silence for the passing of our own soldier, Kena. Thank you. It's said at the very same length we need to cherish and share the memories of our own loved sister, colleague, friend. To others, she was a mother. To be specific, to NGS kids. Everyone in this building, they know that. I won't waste time. It's a little bit late. As we gather here, let's celebrate, remember, honor the life of Kena. As I'm handing this over, we're gonna take 2 to 3 minutes so that the time is really not, is actually against us. The first speaker of the day will be the NGS team. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Shantae, and with me is my colleague Mariam. And together with Kena, we formed the NGS team. We had the privilege of working with Kena for close to 4 years, and in that time, she became more than just a colleague. She became a guiding light in our lives. She showed us what genuine leadership looks like, not through authority or instruction, but through quiet wisdom, unwavering support, and her remarkable ability to uplift everyone around her. She had a rare gift, the ability to lead with confidence while reminding us of the importance of compassion. Through every interaction, she showed us that strength and kindness are not opposites, but rather partners. Kena listened with intention, with compassion, and with understanding, that made people feel seen and valued. Even on the hardest days when everything felt like it was falling apart, Kena remained level-headed and calm. Her presence alone grounded us. She had a way of making every challenge feel manageable because she believed in us more fiercely than sometimes we believed in ourselves. Kena didn't just guide us, she instilled confidence in us. She encouraged us to grow, to trust our instincts, and to recognize our own potential. Her wisdom was gentle yet profound, shaping not only our work but also our character. Through her words and her example, she inspired us to pursue excellence while still staying true to who we are. Her impact on our lives is immeasurable. Kena has left a lasting imprint on our hearts and transformed the way that we show up for each other, for our work, and for ourselves. We will carry forward the lessons she taught us, to lead with empathy, to remain steady in uncertainty, and to choose compassion above all else. Though her absence is definitely deeply felt, her legacy continues in every life that she touched. We will honor her by living out the values she embodied so naturally. Kena changed us for the better, and we will carry her light with us always. She will forever be remembered, forever cherished, and forever missed.
Good evening, everyone. As my colleague Shonte mentioned earlier, my name is Mariam, and I form part of the NGS team that was led by Kena. Sorry. Today, we come together with sadness, but also gratitude. As we remember an incredible woman, an exceptional leader, and an ocean of knowledge, someone who left a powerful mark on all of us. Our late NGS manager, Kena. I had the privilege of working with her for approximately 4 years, and in that time, I saw her strength, her brilliance, and her kindness. She was not just a manager, she was a mentor who shared knowledge with a rare kind of generosity. Every time she taught us something, you could feel that she genuinely wanted to empower us. She didn't just show us how to do the work, she made us believe that we were capable, that we could grow, and that we could stand confidently on our own. She would often say to us, "One day, when I'm not here, the platform will still need to run." At the time, we never imagined how real these words would become. She left us far too soon. We would always tell her, "Don't speak like that," because we couldn't picture this day. And yet, standing here now, her words remind us of the strength she built in us and how deeply she cared about preparing us for the future. What I admired the most was how she led the team through challenges. Even in high-pressure situations, she never raised her voice, never lost her composure, and never made us feel bad about ourselves. She guided us with clarity and patience, and she had a way of making you feel capable even when you doubted yourself. Her leadership was firm but gentle, and her presence made the lab feel steady and secure. Over the years, she taught me more than just workflows, protocols, or techniques. She taught me professionalism, humility, and how to remain composed when things go wrong, how to celebrate the small victories in our work, and how to remain true to myself, no matter the circumstances. I'll never forget how she stood by me during the toughest seasons of my life. She was the person I could speak to about anything, my work, my fears, my life. She listened with a kindness that made the world feel lighter. To our family, thank you for sharing her with us. Please know that she was deeply respected, deeply appreciated, and deeply loved by us. Her guidance shaped us professionally, and her character shaped our hearts. Rest in peace, Kena. Your leadership changed us, your kindness uplifted us, and your memory will live on in our work and in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, NGS team. You remind me of David, the poem, that do not be proud. He narrates the story or the poem by saying, rest the bones, soul's delivery, that do not be proud. Shall her spirit remain within CPGR community and the family at large. We lost a soldier, not just a soldier, a foot soldier, a staunch scientist that has been known throughout the globe. Kena made some huge strides. This is incredible. We need to celebrate Kena's life. We need to emulate those values the two ladies actually alluded on and keep her spirit living. Okay, now I'm gonna call upon Ms. Mihlali Stoffels. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mihlali Stoffels, and I will be reading something written by Aubrey. And then the second thing I'll be reading, I hope I can say, is on behalf of myself and Melissa. Together, we shared an office with Kena. So I'll start with Aubrey. Aubrey had been at the funeral and spoke on behalf of CPGR as well. So I think this one, well, he said this one's a more professional version. So it goes as follows. Kenalemang and I spent many years at the CPGR as colleagues. She was an exceptional colleague who brought dedication, professionalism, and integrity to her work every day. Beyond that, I will always remember her generosity, willingness to help, and the positive spirit she shared with everyone. Our best collaboration was getting the CPGR Academy training courses off the ground and watch the positive impact the training had on postgraduate students. I am grateful for the time I had with her and the privilege of working with her. So that's from Aubrey. And I didn't get hold of Melissa. I couldn't get her to sit down today, but I hope I speak for both of us when I say the following. Dear Kena, we're gonna miss our office chuckles so much. They were very much part of how we held space for each other throughout the time working together. You were beautiful in all you did, how you dressed, how you carried yourself, and how you spoke. So kind, yet so strict. You excelled in all the work you did. I'm so glad I got to the office before you each morning, so I could compliment one of your looks in isiXhosa. Hayi, acting almost shocked. Awusemhle, which means you look so beautiful. Each Sotho word I said in isiXhosa was deliberate on my part. My intention was to grow closer and closer to you. Turns out I ran out of time. Your time here came to an abrupt end. There's no need to hold the fort anymore, Kena. There's only time to rest now. Thank you.
Thank you. You remind me of the last day when Kina was leaving to Blum. I stole a hug from her. She was someone that didn't really like to be touched or hugged. But that day, and Melissa laughed, it was the last hug. But I highly believe, as the poet said, it's the soul's deliverance. Kina's soul lives. The science says energy can be created or destroyed. So I highly believe that those values are still going to be carried through CPGR and the family at large. Normally, when the soldier is fallen, the flags are lowered. But I highly believe Kina would want it to fly high. She would want the genomics work to carry, not to stop. So, ladies, the baton is actually handed to your hands. You must run with it. Okay, now the events team have created the floor, open floor, to pay tribute. Those would like to come forward and have 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Oh, I'm corrected by the communication manager is saying, why are you doing that without the tribute that is going to be played over there? Over to you. for those who'd like to say a few words, pay tribute, say goodbye. Thank God for the short time that God has actually borrowed us, Kenalemang. The memories and everything, leadership, the impact, positive impact that she played in the science at large. You can raise, you don't need to put your hand up, you can raise, you can just come forward, or you can raise your hand. I'm sure there are a few people that would like to say something about Kenalemang. Over to you, ma'am. We stick to the rule of 2 to 3 minutes, please. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. For those who don't know me, I am Jo McBride. I was actually one of the first people who started at the CPGR all those years ago. I shall never forget, I actually interviewed myself, Lindsay, and our HR manager at the time interviewed Kenna. And it was the first time we did a telephone interview. And those were the days when trying to, first of all, we had a dreadful conference telephone, and using a landline to reach a cell number was equally dreadful. So we had this, it was a real struggle. And of course, Kenna spoke very quietly. So the number of times we had to say, can you just repeat that because it's such a bad line? But at the end of that interview, we decided that she was the person that we wanted. And we arranged, she came to CPGR, and one of the first things she had to do was she had to sort of prove that she had these skills. And we were very busy at the time. Lebo, you will remember, it was the fibromyalgia project, and we had all these blood samples. And I said, we need some RNA from these samples. And she was this, it's just amazing. She was just quiet, very composed. I gave her the samples, we gave her the protocols, she went through it, asked 1 or 2 questions, and she went away. And then she came back eventually with the RNA, perfect samples. And we thought, okay, so maybe you can do a few more for us. And that's how it happened. And her initial training was within our team. And then she went on to other things. She became the qPCR manager at one point. RT-PCR Bioplex manager. And she just really excelled from there. Kenna she had this persona, she was quiet, but she was always composed. And sometimes I used to think, Kenna, why don't you get angry? But get angry at something. But she was always composed, and she would say, no, it's okay, don't worry, Jo, it'll be fine. And we had wonderful moments with her, especially when we worked late. Kenna, Lebo, you will remember, some nights we worked late and there was nobody else around. And we could hear her singing because she belonged to a choir, so she would be practicing. And then while she was pipetting, she would be singing. And we'd come around and we'd chat to her, and then we'd go off. And there were lots of funny, really fun moments we had with her. She was this quietly funny person. And, for everybody, just like everybody, it just came as such a shock. When I heard of her passing, I just couldn't believe that someone like her was snatched away. My sincere condolences go to her family. And Kenna, I will always remember you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Precisely 3 minutes on the dot. Okay, is anyone would like to come forward? Remember, this is your last chance. It might not be your last chance, but with us, it's your last chance to say a few words for the late Kina, the memories that you shared, and celebrate Kina's life, really. Okay? No one? Good. Okay. We are towards the close of the program of today. We are we are right on time. Closing remarks. Would like to thank everyone. Yeah. Oh, I must first ask the commander-in-chief if does have anything to say. Okay. Would like to thank everyone who came and who left your important things to do this evening. I know the timing is not really working for most of us. We've got family commitments and everything else. We thank you. It shows that CPGR is not alone. We've got family beyond the boundaries of CPGR. We thank you for that. We really appreciate. And in our thoughts and everyone's thoughts, we need to also pray for the family to go through this process. It's not an easy thing to lose your child, sister, and yeah, it's a process. It takes some stages. We need to pray for the NGS team, for CPGR, for the family at large, the science, South Africa, and the globe, because this is really, it affected all of us. It has been a tough time, these times of glooms and despondency. We need prayers, we need to be strong, we need to also remind ourselves that life is a journey. It has, I take death as part of the vessel. It's a transition to the eternal life. I think if we can approach it in that manner, we can go through this phase. Thank you very much. I know the communications team, they would like to do a proper thank you to the special people that contributed to this. Justin, may you please come forward?
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Justin, and I'm just gonna thank a few people here tonight. Firstly, thank you to every one of you for responding. Those that are here and online, thank you so much for showing your support, offering your condolences in whatever way, shape or form. We really appreciate this community that Kena brought together. So it's really comforting at this time, so thank you for that. Second of all, we'd like to thank CPGR management, so Tim and the senior management team, together with our planning team, so Shante, Miriam, and the events team, and the staff for just rallying together, putting this amazing event together. So thank you to each and every one of you, CPGR family, for really standing with each other as we deal with this loss. A special thanks as well goes out to Genetics, so George and Janice and the team, for their donation of flowers and also for providing desserts for us today. And a special thank you to everyone, all of our service providers, for responding to our call and our request for catering, for the live stream. We thank you, everyone. So I just hope that you guys have a relaxed evening here with us, and as we share memories and just talk about the life of Kena. I'm sure she's impacted every one of us. I mean, that's the reason why we're here, right? Either she impacted us or we have impacted her, so may she rest in peace.
Thank you, communications team. We have some refreshments. Let's have some refreshments. I think the ushers will show us how, and we can call it a day. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. Sorry, TJ. Excuse me, you? Excuse me, TJ. We've got a book.
Okay, so we put together this book, Shantae and Mariam, for a book of tributes. So if you'd like to write a message to Kena's family, this is going to go to her just to show her impact here in this community. So the book is here. Please feel free.
Thank you. you.